Standard insertion for get away from the shut it down. No. Attempt to shut down. It's not. It's not. It's not shutting down. It's not.
Before Valve became the entertainment giant we know today, it was a small developer tucked away in Seattle. Working tirelessly to get its first game off the ground, their team consisted of around 25 people, a tight-knit group of developers, designers, artists, and writers, far smaller than the larger teams they'd go on to assemble for later projects. Back then, the company was a far cry from the industry powerhouse it would become, and its focus was on completing and releasing a little game that would soon change everything, a title by the name of Half-Life. On its launch, it was clear Half-Life was one of those games that didn't just stand out, it was, in a manner of speaking, redefining the landscape. Released in 1998, Half-Life didn't just make a splash, it was more akin to a meteor hitting a calm body of water. With an interesting modern sci-fi setting, and an overall approach to the first-person shooter genre, it did something that wasn't being done all that much at the time, and that players didn't know they wanted. Seamless storytelling that doesn't interrupt gameplay. No cutscenes, no being forced to stand there and listen to paragraphs of exposition. These things aren't inherently bad, but at the time, most story-heavy games relied on them a lot. Half-Life follows the story of Gordon Freeman,
Hey, Mr. Freeman.
a theoretical physicist employed at the Black Mesa research facility. On a day he comes into work, running late,
Good morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
he gets roped into conducting a rather precarious experiment. Of course, this being a video game, the experiment doesn't just hit a minor snag, it goes spectacularly and catastrophically wrong. What happens next? The infamous resonance cascade. In plain terms, it's a catastrophic event that tears open a portal to another dimension, unleashing all manner of alien creatures into our world. Freeman's day quickly spirals into worst day ever territory. If there was an award for day at work, Gordon Freeman would undoubtedly be a top contender. The game's setting, which is the Black Mesa research facility, is an underground, sprawling mega complex. It happens to house colossal industrial machinery, state-of-the-art laboratories, and all sorts of cutting-edge technology. It is an awe-inspiring mecca of scientific advancement. When the resonance cascade happens and things go south, it becomes a labyrinthine nightmare of chemical waste, failing structures, alien threats, and some ever-so-slight body horror. The once orderly and advanced facility quickly turns into a chaotic battleground, where survival feels like an uphill struggle. Every corner reveals new dangers, from alien creatures from another dimension to a marine combat unit there to help clean up the facility. Freeman himself, well, he's one of video games' more famous silent protagonists, and for good reason. After playing for a bit, I'd say his lack of dialogue allows the storytelling, environments, and other characters, including the enemies, to take center stage. It's a clever design choice because Freeman's silence, paired with the game's seamless style of storytelling, doesn't just put you in the perspective of the protagonist, which most first-person shooters do by definition. It makes you feel like you are Gordon Freeman. This approach elevates the experience beyond the standard FPS formula at the time, drawing you deeper into the world and its unfolding chaos. Without Gordon speaking or offering his own perspective or commentary, the game gives you the freedom to interpret the events, characters, and world on your own terms. This silence makes the Black Mesa facility, and the chaos it falls into, feel more immersive, as if the world is reacting to you rather than you simply playing a predefined character. So here I am in 2024, admitting here on YouTube to never having played, not finished, but never played the first Half-Life. Let's dive into my initial thoughts. The tram ride in the beginning was actually enjoyable. Normally when a game forces me to stand there and not move, all while triggers in the script go off to cause important things to happen around me while I watch it and wish they'd happen to me, or if I could just play it instead. Yeah, that feeling? Well, I didn't feel that at all during this particular scene. It really does, even now in 2024, a rather fantastic job at what it is attempting to do. You instantly feel the scope and the sheer scale of Black Mesa as you traverse its interior and watch the other scientists and guards milling about. The little things here and there really do help bring it to life and feel active. Seeing the tidbits that something has gone wrong even before the cascade resonance happens. Scientists arguing, guard pounding on the door to be let in, and the greeting desk having problems with their computers.
They were having some problems down in the test chamber too, but I think that's all straightened out.
The best thing about all of this is you're soaking it all in. No exposition dumps while being glued to a spot. At the same time you're seeing that, you're also seeing giant robotic arms, massive warehouses full of something, an audio announcement of different security sectors and clearances over the intercom. Not only does it feel lived in, or in this case worked in, but you get the hint all is not well and that Black Mesa is more than what it appears to be. Because the place is huge. I waited to write this particular part of the video because I wanted to capture my actual thoughts at the midway point. See, I'm about halfway through the game, so I felt like the right time to reflect. Why not give my thoughts here, since I've already shared my initial impressions and will be giving my final one soon enough. To put thoughts to paper or video, I'm still thoroughly enjoying my experience. There have been some fun moments, great moments even. The tentacle fight in the launch room was a standout, managing to be tense. The feel of the facility itself continues to impress with its sprawling design, making every step forward feel like a small victory. And of course, the overly polite scientists calmly apologizing or rattling off their observations while chaos and calamity unfold around them.
Good to see you. This is my hiding spot, and I'm not moving until the situation is drastically improved. Now go away, and don't tell anyone I'm here.
Never fails to add a layer of dark humor to the situation at hand. It's these moments, both big and small, that keep me hooked. But not everything is sunshine and rainbows in the colossal halls and tramways of the Black Mesa Research Facility. My initial impressions of the game upon being able to leave the tram and walk around the facility was something along the lines of, good God, Freeman can book it. Seriously, the guy moves like he's late for everything in his life. So yeah, the first Half-Life game dropped about 6 years before the source engine was even a twinkle in Valve's eye. Instead, Half-Life ran on a heavily modified version of the Quake engine, and honestly you can tell pretty quickly once you're in the game. Freeman, it seems, is not just a theoretical physicist, but also an Olympic-level sprinter who probably holds some kind of record for hallway dashes. Who knew? Aside from that quibble, wait, does quibble work here? Yep, that works. Okay, aside from that quibble, comes a bigger problem I had.
Elevators.
Did you know the elevators in Black Mesa are cursed demon spawns that are both born and reforged in the bowels of the abyss and then turned into the soulless serial killers that I discovered them to be while playing? Well, now you f***ing do. Apparently, at least in one of the circumstances, it was basically a physics bug where I would blow the f*** up if I tried going up the lift with dead bodies on it already. So after some frustrated self-explosions, I figured it out and solved the problem with a grenade. Classic problem solving, right? As for the other murder vaders, I honestly don't know what was going on. If I had to take a wild guess, I'd say more physics problems, maybe? See, one of the other elevators that kept killing me was in this super green-lit chamber, and naturally I thought, oh, radiation is killing me. I need to find a way to stop it, shield it, or whatever. A logical conclusion, right? Nope, no, I was wrong. Turns out what an idiot I am to not immediately think of the 6th rule in the Black Mesa Employee Handbook. Stand in the middle and jump up and down while on the elevator.
If this is like a
a meme or something that people do. To new Half-Life 1 players, I swear to God. Oh my God, jumping up and down does work. So that was a bug. How could I possibly forget something so obvious? Something we all were clearly taught as children. What an idiot I am. Honestly, losing my mind, but hey, at least I eventually got through it. I guess other than that, there was that one level that looked like a Lost Quake 2 multiplayer map. Not that that's a bad thing, not really a good thing either, just a thing I noticed. A noticed neutral thing. So, here we are at the end of the game and drawing towards the end of this video, which I hope you are enjoying. Please like and subscribe and all that. My final thoughts on the game are this. Half-Life, although undeniably old and with its age showing in certain areas and sometimes being painfully felt, truly deserved all the recognition it received at the time. After playing it now, I can easily tell that the hype surrounding it back in the day wasn't just smoke, it was the real deal. There was fire here. It's clear to me now that I generally missed out by not experiencing it when it first came out. With all that being said, I'm glad I finally played it in 2024, even if it took me this long to get to it. Did it fully hold up? To be honest, not completely, but it absolutely held up enough that I can see why it was considered groundbreaking and why it made such a splash when it launched in 1998. Playing it today still gave me a glimpse of its genius and a strong appreciation for the legacy it built, even if it didn't hit quite as hard as it probably would have back then. It's a home run of a game, even if the years have made the shine a bit duller.
Gordon Freeman in the flesh. Or rather, in the hazard suit. I took the liberty of relieving you of your weapons.
Let's see what those expansions are all about.